So recently I made a video about one of the best teen movies ever, Mean Girls. And 7 years after that movie came out, in 2011, just out of nowhere, humanity was punished for our hubris, and we got Mean Girls 2. And I gotta tell you, as a fan of the first one, okay, this movie is... Now, I haven't seen it since it first came out because even I have at least some self-respect. And this is coming from a guy who watches Disney Channel movies for a living, okay? So, figure that one out. But anyway, because I just did Mean Girls 1, the karmic justice of the universe dictates that I must now subject myself and all of you to this monstrosity. So, let's take a walk. But before that, really quick, this video is sponsored by Audible. If you don't know what Audible is by now, Audible is an online service that lets you download audiobooks, audio newspapers, and just like all kinds of spoken word entertainment. If you sign up now, you can start listening with a free 30-day Audible trial, which gets you one free audiobook from the premium selection, as well as full access to thousands and thousands of all-you-can-listen audiobooks, original entertainment, and podcasts included in the Audible Plus catalog. Now, like I said, Audible Plus is their new service that lets you download and stream as much as you want from thousands of titles, including all Audible original content. Now, Audible originals are exactly what they sound like. Audiobooks are some kind of like audio entertainment thing that you can't find anywhere else, or exclusive versions of books like The Adventures of Tom Sawyer read by Nick Offerman, for example. I'd recommend you sign up and listen to Hold Your Breath by Wendy Walker. It's like a whodunit mystery story about a psychiatrist interviewing the main character and everyone around her and slowly starts to piece together this like murder mystery story. Sign up with my link, audible.com/Alex Meyers, or text my name Alex Meyers to 500-500, start your Audible Plus membership, and start streaming thousands of audiobooks today. Okay, back to the show.
There are times in your life when you find yourself in very awkward situations.
Oh, dude, trust me, you're talking to the guy who made his own Pokemon and Sailor Moon t-shirts in middle school, okay? I'm way ahead of you on that one. So this girl is Jo, just your average, relatably quirky 18-year-old who, would you believe, wears leather jackets and combat boots? Yeah, what are the odds? You see, she was raised by her single dad, so she's into all that dude stuff, like fixing cars and farting Morse code or whatever guys do.
Dad built engines for race cars, and so did I. Ignore the pigtails. I was more naive back then. Because of his work, I changed schools 2 times a year for the past 8 years.
But all the same, today's Jo's first day at her new school. Right off the bat, we get reintroduced to the social hierarchy of teenagers in high school, which apparently hasn't changed at all since like the 80s, but we keep having to relearn this with every teen movie that comes out for some reason.
Same school, same parking lot. Everyone obsessed with the freedom of their first car. It's an identity. Like the muscle cars who think they own the road and check out every passing vehicle. Smart cars who don't fit in. The I'm so perky I might shake off my tube-top cutesy cars.
Now, right after this, we also get to meet the new Plastics, who are just the most forgettable, uninteresting group of characters I've ever seen. We have Mandy, the ringleader, who also kind of looks like a young Rob Schneider to me. Hope, the hypochondriac who's always washing her hands. What a weirdo, who would ever do that? And Chastity, the girl who has a new boyfriend every 45 seconds. Also, slight tangent here, but they're supposed to be the most popular, most fashionable girls in school or whatever, right? So what are they wearing? I mean, what is this? When I was in high school, the kind of girls who dressed like this were the ones who also brought their taxidermied rattlesnakes to school on Fridays, you know what I mean? And not only do they look like dollar store versions of the original Plastics, but the way they act is just so...
Cutest dog ever, Mandy.
Thanks.
Too bad you couldn't get the new Prada bag with the fringe. Would have totally matched your brown fur.
Hello, fringe is so out. And I'm at the top of the wait list for the new patent leather Prada satchel. Oh my god! Who said Coco Chanel?
It was Abby.
Abby did it.
I don't know what it is exactly, but it just feels like a bad community theater production of a play written by autocorrect. But anyway, Jo, being the approachably attractive tomboy that she is, starts her day off by heading over to the shop class and meets this guy, Tyler.
Hey, Tyler, I'm Jo.
Hey.
And just when a guy seems all dreamy and has eyes you can fall into...
So we have to build a lame birdhouse. I guess you could decorate it.
Wow. Thanks. But I was thinking I could carve the dovetail joint.
So I love how she's literally making the DreamWorks face right here, like she just got him so good there. Anyway, after school, Jo's talking to her dad, and here's where the main conflict of the movie gets going.
Oh my God. What happened to my tuition?
I kept hoping that the market would rebound, but my investments are in the tank, and now NASCAR sponsors have cut spending.
Then make them uncut spending. Mom went to Carnegie Mellon. I have to go there. She loved it.
No. Honey, you don't always have to be so strong.
What does that even mean in this context, Dad? Hey, so I lost all your money for tuition and now all your dreams are dead. But don't worry, I found this Snapple cap and it says, a crocodile cannot move its tongue. So yeah, good talk. Anyway, so the movie finally gets going when Mandy gets revenge on this girl, Abby, who we saw earlier in the lunchroom with the whole dog thing.
Oops. Sorry.
Gross. Abby Scabby's face looks as red and pussy as it did in 7th grade. Is it cream much?
Need a napkin?
You know, I think this right here is a perfect example of how this movie completely misses the point of the first one. The whole thing with Mean Girls was how girls use, like, nonsense social rules and psychological warfare to, like, you know, give each other eating disorders or whatever. But in this movie, like, all nuance and subtlety is just gone. There's no room for any subtext here.
Brutal. You know, most girls would have laughed, texted back, or posted a status update.
Do I look like most girls?
Turn it off. Turn the movie off, guys. I'm done. I can't do this. She did not just say that.
Do I look like most girls?
Strap yourselves in, everybody. We're in for a ride with this one. But you know what? It's kind of this weird oxymoron with all these teen girl movies to have a main character who's supposed to be all like relatably quirky or whatever, but also not like most girls. I mean, apparently almost every girl thinks that they are quirky and awkward and unique and different and whatever. So like the main characters of all these movies have to appeal to the broadest range of girls by being not like other girls. What? And like, who are these other girls anyway? If you really think about it, it's actually just this idea of like, those girls are pretty and they know it. How dare. Anyway, so after getting food in the face and having her car shot with paintballs, Abby's just kind of having a rough day. And so Joe offers to take her home on her little Vespa bike thing.
Well, tell Abby Joe said goodbye.
She's a wreck. Oh, poor baby. She keeps saying that everybody hates her.
I'll buy her some new clothes. A week at a spa.
Money's not gonna fix this, Sydney. She's sobbing her eyes out, and I don't know what to do. If only she had some friends.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad. I mean, hey, I didn't have any friends either, and look at how good I am at making sock puppets now. And so this brings us full circle back to the awkward situation scene from the very beginning of the movie.
Listen, Joe, she's devastated, but it's her senior year, and I want it to be perfect. And just look at that face. She needs you, we need you, and we're willing to pay.
What?
For you to be her friend. 2, 3, 4,000 to get you started.
You're crazy.
So the main plot here is that Joe needs money to go to college since her dad just like YOLO'd all of her tuition into like Dogecoin or whatever. And Abby needs a friend so she can survive high school, so what do you know, it all works out. But of course, Joe being Abby's friend, now she's right in the crosshairs of the plastics, specifically with Mandy, because the other two have like maybe one brain cell between them.
Oh, look, it's Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey.
She's with Abby Hanover.
Hi.
You know, this might be the first time I've ever actually seen kids in these movies go to a coffee shop and actually have something in their cup. It's kind of like in Riverdale how they're all sitting around Pop's Diner with full milkshakes. Like, you've been sitting there talking about alien gargoyle clones for like 4 hours. What you been doing this whole time? But anyway, Joe and Abby start hanging out for a bit, and Joe realizes that maybe being Abby's friend isn't really so bad after all.
Gosh, is that a friend?
Maybe you were right. Girls aren't so bad after all.
Now, you see, because Joe was friends with Abby and not Mandy like she's supposed to be, Mandy decides that the most normal response to this would be to put super glue all over Joe's motorcycle seat.
Hey, Abby. How are you? Oh! I can't get up.
Seriously? Who would ever think of something so childish yet brilliant? Except a bunch of mean girls.
Oh, that's the name of the movie. And so Joe has to ride her motorcycle through the school to the bathroom so she can change her clothes. And everyone just has the most believable reaction to this I've ever seen.
Meet me in the bathroom. Bring any spare clothes that you have.
If I could get off the Vespa.
Wow. Bad ass.
So cool.
What was that?
So cool.
This is like when you're on a date with someone and they start bragging to you about their exes for some reason, and then you're all just like,
So cool.
Anyway, the movie goes on like this, with Joe trying to take the high road and not fight back when Mandy just continues to torture her for literally no reason whatsoever. Like girls do. Like this part where Mandy secretly records Joe and tells the whole school the shocking truth about who she really is.
How many? 6 boyfriends? A dozen?
None. But I'm sort of breaking all my rules this year.
This isn't happening.
You've never had a boyfriend?
Shut up. So I never played with them all my life.
That's right. Joe Mitchell is a virgin.
But you see, no matter what Mandy does to Joe, Joe never really cares much and just kind of shrugs it off, which is making her more and more popular among the other girls in school. So Mandy, with her apparently infinite free time, has to take drastic measures and sneak over to Joe's house.
Hey, Chris, come here.
Seriously, Chastity? I said incognito, not like a flamingo.
Oh.
Go.
Ew. There's poo on my Jimmy Choo.
You know, this movie's just full of lines like this that I think are meant to be jokes, but like, there's no joke. The characters just say things that I guess are meant to be funny.
Ew. Oh my god, I'm gonna contract E. coli. Even worse, you have a zit.
It's like a whole movie written by Instagram and TikTok comedians. Like, I don't know, it just feels kind of like a bad Disney Channel movie made for kids. Which is weird, because like this movie's about how teenage girls are just as smart and capable as boys or whatever.
Home ec's down the hall, miss.
Actually, as refreshingly sexist as that is, I'm here for advanced shop. But I was thinking I could carve the dovetail joint. Do I look like most girls?
But then like it assumes that its audience of teenage girls are just like really dumb and need everything explained to them and can't have any jokes that make them think too hard. Like, who's this movie for? Anyway, it all comes to a head when Mandy and friends commit several felonies and then pour some kind of sweetener stuff into Joe's dad's engine and ruins the whole thing, which then makes him lose his job, and would you believe Joe's not too thrilled about this?
But this was definitely no accident. Mandy had gone too far.
I'm sorry. This is the least intimidating thing I've ever seen.
That's it, Mandy. You've gotten too far now. I'm gonna put some pickles in your chocolate milk.
But anyway, finally, Joe's had enough and goes right up to Mandy and tells her what's what.
Is that all you got? Going after my dad? That's his job, not some play toy for you.
But it was so much fun. The way I figure it, no job, no income, no house, no JoJo.
Okay, I mean, like, I get that you want to take the high road and all that, Joe, but at this point, just drop kick this girl across the room, all right? I mean, come on, just take one of your dad's wrenches and... So fast forwarding a little bit here, the movie's just a bunch of back and forth between Joe and Mandy, with Joe ruining Mandy's birthday party. Mandy tries to get revenge, Joe fights back, you get the idea. And long story short, now Joe is the girl at school with the big old britches, and pretty soon it just turns into an all-out war. On this side, you got girls who wear black, and over here, you got girls who wear pink. What the heck is happening here? This is the dumbest movie I've ever seen. But now that Joe is so popular and just mercilessly destroying Mandy, would you believe she's actually slowly just turning into the new Mandy? And some people are starting to maybe sorta kinda not like her all that much.
Come on. You're kidding me, right? Using me to make Chastity jealous?
Look, I was just...
Starting to act a hell of a lot like Mandy. Which is not the kind of girl I want to be dating.
Hey, I am nothing like Mandy.
Yeah, Mandy farts when she pees and watches dubbed anime, so like, pfft, how dare you? And so just like that, in the span of like maybe 5 minutes, Joe turns into Mandy, Tyler's like, hey, you turned into Mandy, and then Joe's like, whoops, my bad, and that's just all of Joe's character growth.
But somehow all this campaigning and preening and plotting had gotten in the way. I didn't even know what my grade was in shop class anymore.
Oh, hey, I almost forgot. Abby's dad dropped this off for you.
He said something about thanks for the feet pics, whatever that means. Now, since Joe is turning over a new leaf, she takes the money back to Abby's dad because, you know, she just wants to be Abby's friend for real now. But Mandy overhears this, and now the whole school knows. And would you believe Abby might be a little upset?
The plastics are the originals, and they don't have to pay anyone to be their friend.
No, you just sold out your friends for free.
Oh, what? Like you sold me out? God, I trusted you. You know what? You could have helped Joe Mitchell. I wish I'd never even met you.
And so, as one final prank to pull on Joe, Mandy steals this homecoming donation heart thing from the principal's office and puts it in Joe's shed, calls the cops, and then wait, Joe's expelled.
You mean a real bitch?
Wait! As much as we all might like that, I can't let it happen.
This is crazy! Shouldn't she be locked up in juvie or something?
Girls, why don't we settle this like ladies?
Screw being ladies and screw being girls. I'm sick of the mind games and the backstabbing and the setups. I know you framed me, Mandy. So we're gonna settle this like men.
All right, if you say so. Here, you take yours out first. I'll go get the tape measure. Wait, what are we talking about?
I challenge you to a football game.
I'm sorry, but what is it you girls think that we do? Like, y'all seem to think we just sit around doing arm wrestling and football or whatever, instead of what guys actually do, which is put entire bags of warheads in your mouths and see whose face melts out first. So just to summarize the end of the movie here, Joe makes up with everyone because friendship, and they have the final showdown football match against Mandy, her friends, and this random karate girl for some reason. And while this is going on, Abby's nerdy friend guy hacks into Joe's neighbor's security cameras, from the school football field, mind you, and gets footage of Mandy putting the donations box into Joe's shed. So this whole end of the movie here with like the football game and all that is completely pointless. It just fills up 20 minutes of the movie for some reason. And so Mandy gets arrested for stealing school property, Joe is unexpelled, they all go to the homecoming dance or whatever this is, Tyler and Joe are all like, and that's pretty much how the movie ends. Yeah, so this is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Like if it wasn't called Mean Girls 2, then like maybe it would have seemed like a better movie. But I mean, like, of course we're all gonna compare it to the first one, and like it's not even remotely close. Like this movie really just misses the entire point of Mean Girls 1. It just feels like a below average Disney Channel movie. I mean, like it's right up there with Princess Protection Program and The Swap. But yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say here is, if you haven't seen this movie before, don't bother. Hey, guess what? I have a new Spanish channel that just started up recently. What we're doing is we're completely localizing my videos into Spanish with professional voice actors and all that, so check it out, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay, back to the show. Yeah, so this movie's real dumb. I don't know what else to say about it. You know, like I said, if it wasn't called Mean Girls 2, like it probably would have just seemed like a rather lackluster teen movie, you know, like many of the Netflix ones that have come out over the years. Like it would have just seemed like, oh, it's just one of these. But the fact that it's called Mean Girls 2, like how dare they? You know what I mean? It's like calling it the sequel to one of the best teen movies ever made, and you just put out just some random garbage. Well, the movie is really dumb, but it hammers home the point that, you know, Joe's not like other girls, and it's like, it's the idea that you see in so many teen movies, or I mean, a lot of movies and TV shows in general, but especially ones for teenagers. Like a lot of people, but for this conversation, we'll just say girls. A lot of girls think that they are like unique and special and different, and like, oh, I'm not like other girls. I'm not like most girls. But like, no one really knows what that means. But like, some girls will say things like, I don't sleep around like other girls do. But then like another girl will be like, I'm not like one of those goody good other girls. Like I sleep around. I do whatever I want. Like every girl in these movies and TV shows thinks that they're unique and special, not like everyone else. But like the whole idea where it's like the main characters of these movies have to appeal to the largest, you know, possible audience, because they're not like niche movies. They're supposed to be like wide-reaching. You know, just the whole idea that the main characters are like unique and quirky and different and not like most girls. But then the fact that this is a movie that's trying to appeal to as many girls as possible kind of undermines that whole idea. You know what I mean? Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, everybody. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any videos from me. Send me an email at alexmeyerscontact@gmail.com. Let me know what movie or TV show I should do next. For the tiny fraction of you who make it this far, I'm going to be doing iCarly the week after this video, so you look forward to that. The iCarly reboot, I mean. I have a game on the App Store. Download that. I have a podcast I do with my girlfriends called Doing the Devil's Tango. It's like a dating advice, general, like dating, romance, chit-chat kind of thing. So if you're interested in that, check that out. And above all else, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.